Hey, welcome everybody. We are so excited to have our good friends from Quick Software here to talk about all the amazing things about Clicker. So Toni Caggiano, did I say that correct, Toni?
You did.
All right, I'm going to give Toni control right now so we can share. I'm going to turn it over to you, Toni. Thank you so much for sharing this information. We're going to record this so that we can share for all of our friends in New Hampshire, and really looking forward to this amazing tool. Thank you so much.
Of course, Jen, confirm for me that you could see my screen.
I can see your screen.
Okay, beautiful. For anyone watching this in the future, today we are going to take a look at Clicker. If you are completely new to Clicker, Clicker is a speech-supported word processor available on Windows, Mac, devices, as well as both iPad and Chromebook. Today, we are going to take a look primarily at Clicker 8, which is the Windows and Mac support. And then toward the end of the session, we'll take a look at both Clicker Writer and Clicker Books, a new addition to the Clicker apps family, and how the apps are both similar and different from the installed software here. So like I said, Clicker is a speech-supported word processor. This is a literacy support. We refer to this as the complete literacy toolkit. We are offering reading, writing, speaking, and listening activities here. And Clicker across all devices is accessible for any of our kiddos who have diverse needs. So I'm going to start our time today in the document portion of Clicker, which is the word processing aspect of Clicker. We're going to take a look at the Clicker sets, which are activities that will support the student through the writing process. From there, we'll take a look at analytics, which is a way for facilitators and teachers to get an understanding of the tools used in the student's writing journey. We'll take a look at how you could customize Clicker. And then, like I said, kind of throughout the demonstration, I'll be taking a look at Clicker Writer and Clicker Books and how these are similar and different. So in the document here, as I've said a couple times now, this is a word processor. So I'm going to begin to type.
This is Ella.
And as I punctuate, I get automatic speech feedback and highlight, excuse me. This is a default. And this is really the backbone to what we do here. There's speech feedback available in all of the products that Quick Software offers.
Really?
All of these voices come with inflection, and of course that sounds super cute, but it's also going to help our kiddos identify how punctuation affects words. The speech feedback as a whole is going to help students identify the way this word looks with the way this word sounds. It's going to help them independently edit. And I am using Ella's voice, but we can of course change that voice. With adding in Clicker, we want students to be able to hear themselves. I see a question has popped in. Yes, Jen, love the inflection. It's awesome. This is the speak text icon here in the support portion of the ribbon. Now, the support portion of the ribbon and the supports in this piece of the ribbon are really what makes the Clicker document different. We've been over some of the speech feedback options. If I click this, it will read the document in full. We can also right click to rehearse. And that will allow students to practice words before they're entered into the document using the sets, as well as with this next option here, our word prediction. So we're offering inward, as you see, next word, and phonetic word prediction available. Like I said, with that right click, I can rehearse the selection, and then a left click to pop that into the document. And of course, once more,
I love football.
We're going to get that read in full. We've been over the speech options as well as the prediction. At this point, I want to pop us into our options ribbon here at the top. everything in Clicker can be customized, and we could change any aspect or any of the defaults that you've seen. So with speech, the default is to speak once punctuated. We can apply more or less speech support. We could change how quickly the speech support is provided. We've already changed the voice. Same goes for the predictor here. So maybe I want to display less options in my predictor. The default is 6. Maybe we want to turn off next word prediction. As you guys know, sometimes when you introduce word prediction, a student will populate their entire document based on that next word prediction. We could get them typing before the predictions appear. And as you guys can see, we have a number of other ways to customize Clicker. Back into my document ribbon here, as you would expect in a word processor, we have spell check. When we make a spelling mistake, we're going to get that universal red underline for something is wrong here. With the right click, I'm going to get my list of suggestions, as you would expect. This is a great option for our older users or users who are just more familiar with word processors. For any of our younger users, users who require a larger target area, we have our spell check activated through the support portion of the ribbon. You can see there's larger target areas, and this mimics the setup that you guys are about to see with the clicker sets. And then finally, we have our voice notes, and let me just clear that spelling mistake out there. With our voice notes, this is a versatile support in that this can be used by both facilitator and student alike. So from a facilitator point of view, we might see this used for verbal comments, suggestions, directions on an assignment. And from the student or user perspective, you're going to see them use this for brainstorming prior to writing, perhaps peer review. No matter how you're using it, you're going to have the ability to input up to 6 voice notes in a document at a minute in length each. So up to 6 minutes per document of record time. Like I said, this support portion of the ribbon, it's going to give the student additional layers of support, but at its heart, Clicker is a word processor. So if I'm working with students who don't need speech support, if they don't need word prediction or the voice notes, we could come into options and display through tools and remove access to any or all of the support portion of the ribbon, and then this becomes a regular word processor. I'm going to go ahead and re-input those for later. And that is the document piece of Clicker. Now, the document can be used in and of itself, just for word prediction, just for voice notes, or just for those supports in the document. But the Clicker sets are really what makes Clicker special. So, with the Clicker sets, I'm going to give you guys kind of a brief description of what these have to offer, and then we'll take a look at examples in Learning Grids, which is our pre-made curriculum-based resource bank. So our writing grids. These are half-page activities, and they work in tandem with the document as well as the supports that I just showed you in the document. So these work in a progression where we start with the sentence set, which is going to be for our kiddos who are our most emergent writers. We're working on writing production here. Single sentence outcomes, again, focused on writing production, cohesive sentences, cohesive paragraphs. With the Connect set, we move a step up where we are still working on building sentences and paragraphs, but we're giving the student a bit more choice here. You're going to see that we can also provide phrasal support. And then we have our word bank. Our word banks come in a couple different varieties. We have a classic A to Z. We have more of a categorized or tabbed word bank. And then we also have writing frames. But these are topic specific vocabulary word banks, providing vocabulary related to a certain topic. These sets are the activities that students will have access to on Clicker Writer or within Clicker Writer on iPad and Chromebook. So if I just come in to new Clicker set here, Clicker Writer offers the writing sets available in Clicker 8, and you guys will see these here. Moving right along, we have our planning boards, which we refer to as our clicker boards. This is a graphic organizing space. We have clicker books, which come in a variety of options, talking books, cognitively appropriate templates, and we did just release Clicker Books, the app, available on iPad and Chromebook to work in tandem with Clicker Writer. And then we also have our talk sets and our matching sets. These are more pre-reading, error-free activities for our more emergent writers. Yeah, the graphic organizers, Jen, I don't know if you've realized that we input the templates with the update to Clicker 8. So these are all available now when you're creating activities from scratch. When you are looking for something that is more or already prepped for you, that's when you guys will come into Learning Grids. So through the File Explorer and into Learning Grids, we offer a curriculum-based resource bank here. All of this is made in-house, and you could search by keyword, by subject, or set type. In Learning Grids, we have over 2,700 resources to get you started. Like I said, these are made in-house, so this isn't a forum. It's always going to be appropriate. You're never going to have to scan through to make sure that it is appropriate. It's all ready to be used. For anyone who's been using Clicker, I think there's typically two ways that people will use Learning Grids. The first might be the more common, which is we're working with a single student or a group of students, and we're working on writing production. We want to find a set that is going to move the student and interest the student to write. So for example, if I have a kiddo who wants to write about toys, or I know they're interested in toys and they're working on a sentence set level, I could go in and open up a set. This is a sentence set here that is going to get them excited about writing. Another way to utilize Learning Grids is to look at this as the basis or the backbone for your topics in your units that you're teaching or supporting. So I'm going to come into my science subject here and then select solar system. You could see when it comes to the solar system, we have 27 resources here, but I want to call your attention to the phases of the moon resources. So when our Learning Grids team, our curriculum team uploads to Learning Grids, they are uploading multiple sets per topic. So as I start to scroll, you can see that we have a number of books. We have four books related to phases of the moon. We have a sentence set, a connect set, talk set, matching set, 2 word banks, as well as a clicker board. So effectively, this is how we upload all of the topics to Learning Grids, because we want to ensure that no matter the level of student or no matter your goal, you have a resource on that topic. So if you think about teaching a unit, we could begin the phases of the moon unit with a clicker board. So here I open this up, and I have access to, what is a graphic organizer, but this is a great place to kind of see where students are at. What do you already know about this topic? We could, of course, input some pictures here, some vocabulary words. And then if we want to get real fancy, we could have students paint something. Please do forgive my moon. Okay, so we could pop something in there, and this is giving students curriculum. This curriculum-based resource bank is amazing. Yes, we have over 2,700 resources available, multiple organizers, and like you said, multimedia organizers. So you can see I have input the pictures. We have words. We can also access our voice notes. So if we have a student who wants to verbalize what they know about this topic, they can do that. So this is a great place to start. And then from there, we could actually introduce the topic. And a great way to do that is through our books. So we have the Read a Book as well as the Read It Yourself. The Read a Book will always function this way, where we have the pictures that will become familiar throughout the topic introduced. We have our content that is always speech supported with a Read a Book. And of course,
Moonlight.
with that click, students can hear the words on the page. We could have it read in full. So this is one option with the Read a Book. We can introduce this either to the whole class, small groups, individual students, and get them introduced to this topic. That's one way to introduce the topic. The other is with the Read It Yourself. Perhaps the text in the Read a Book is a little too much. We've simplified it here with the Read It Yourself. This removes access to the speech support, but everything in Clicker is customized. And if that speech support is necessary, we could go in and add it. From there, I can use Clicker to do some reinforcement activities. So we have both the talk set and the matching set. The talk set is going to pull that voice note that we became familiar with in the document to the Clicker set. And this is going to give the student the opportunity to verbalize, again, what they know about this topic after reading their book. And then because this is introducing a whole slew of new vocabulary, we also have our matching set. When we come into this activity, you could see those familiar pictures and the vocabulary words.
Try again.
All of our matching sets are error-free.
Well done.
So until the student gets it correct, they will get the opportunity to try again. And then as you heard, when I get it correct, I get that positive reinforcement to go ahead. So we've introduced, or excuse me, we've done some KWL, if you will. We've asked the student what they know about the topic. We've introduced the topic and we've now reinforced it. At this point, we could get students writing with Clicker. So we have our sentence set, connect sets, and word banks. And you'll see that we have a set for each level. So I'm going to open up the sentence set first. The sentence set, like I said, this is providing single sentence outcomes per grid. This specific set offers a view and remember model.
The moon goes through 8 phases as it orbits Earth.
So I could look at this, I can listen to it, but as you can see, I have my mouse will not allow me to select anything that is in the grid. I have to close out of that before I begin to build my sentence. With the sentence set, we know that emergent writers come in many different varieties. So through Clicker Set and Edit, you have the ability to customize how much or how little support you provide to the kiddo. If we have a student who requires a high level of support, we could apply a view and copy in guided order. This will change this set significantly. We're going to be able to look at and listen to the model as I build my sentence. It remains on the grid. And then this is also going to give them forced order to where they cannot get this sentence wrong. So this would be the highest level of support we offer. And then with the sentence set, the least support we could offer is no model and random order. So then at this point, they're truly having to unscramble this sentence. That's our first level with the sentence set. When I come back into Learning Grids and download my Connect set, you're going to see we're providing support for the same topic, but in a very different way. So here you can see we have clusters of content. Like I said, we're providing phrasal support. And this, the student is ready for a bit more choice and a bit more, more robust vocabulary, more robust sentences. And as I scroll through, you'll see that the student using the Connect set is going to be able to create a much larger piece of text using this set versus the sentence set. And then finally, we have our word banks. So you can see I have 2 word banks for the phases of the moon topic. We have a classic A to Z that you would expect to see when I say word bank. And then we also have something called the quick words. And this is a single grid set or word bank that provides the student with all of the vocabulary related to this topic on a single grid. This is great for our kiddos who are transitioning to independent writing. And I do want to reiterate that all of the sets that you've just seen, the writing sets, the sentence set, the Connect set, and the word bank, these work in tandem with the support portion of the ribbon. So as I start to build, I'm going to call upon my inward next word phonetic word prediction. I could be brainstorming my next sentence with the voice notes. I can be self-editing with the speak text icon.
The new moon.
And then just to reiterate again, in Clicker Writer on iPad and Chromebook, these are the sets that you have access to: the sentence set, Connect set, and word bank. And of course, if kiddos are on those devices, we still have access to our voice notes. We have access to our word prediction, our speech support, all of that. Okay, so at this point, students are probably pretty well versed in the topic of phases of the moon. And though they've written some content on this, we'd like them to perhaps submit a final project, final demonstration of knowledge. So back into Learning Grids here. For this, I like to call on our Make-A-Books. So make this a little bit bigger here. We went through the Read a Book and the Read It Yourself. We also have the Make-A-Book 1 and 2. So the Make-A-Book 1, you come into this and this seems bare. This is what we would refer to as a cognitively appropriate template. You come into the components of the book, and this is going to give us a picture bank as well as a word bank related to the topic so that students can write and again demonstrate that knowledge. We also have the Make-A-Book 2, which is going to provide a little bit more structure in that it's giving students the picture that we want them to talk about. But instead of text, we're giving them the voice note so that they could verbally demonstrate knowledge here. And then, of course, the books are available on individual devices, both the informational text as well as the Make-A-Books here in Clicker Books, the app. I'm just waiting for my Zoom screen. There we go. I'm going to come in here to Learning Grids, and you guys are going to see that when I search moon, we have those same books that I have just reviewed with you here in the app version. Close out of that. So those are all of the sets that Clicker has to offer. And as you could see, we really do have something for all varieties of writers and everything that's in in learning grids can be customized. So you saw how I customized the sentence set, how I added a speaking component to one of the pages of the books. Everything in learning grids, while it is ready for you to use, can also be further customized to meet individual or group needs. At this point, I want to open up a piece of text and come into analytics. So this is just a sample piece of text, and we've been through the document ribbon, the clicker set ribbon. I've now clicked into analytics. So analytics is a way for facilitators to, as you can see, get an understanding of the student writing journey. So after students have utilized the sentence set, connect set, or word bank, you can further determine what went into them building their document. So as you can see, the screen is split. I have the left-hand side as my student work. The right-hand side is our review. This is showing me there are 50 words in total. 13 of those words came from the predictor, and that happens to be 26% of the document. As I move to the right, you're going to get each category listed for you, and you're going to get more information on each category. So we honed in on that prediction piece. I could see what words, or excuse me, what the student typed, what word was selected, as well as where speech support was used. This is an important piece here to be able to have a screenshot and file of your clicker set. You could see that here, as well as again where speech support was used, any of our spell check words. And all of this remains tied to the clicker document. The analytics view is specific to Clicker 8 here on the Windows and Mac device. However, if a student builds a document here in Clicker Writer on the iPad and Chromebook and shares this back to their facilitator, all of this information is held within the document. While the information is held here, you also have the opportunity to print this out for assessment folders, IEP meetings, send it home to mom, dad, or guardian, whatever you would like to print that for. Okay, so at this point, we've gone through the document, the clicker sets, how the apps are similar and different, and where those comparisons are, analytics, and we popped into options, but I just want to go into this a little bit further here. We went into speech, the predictor, we have a couple of spell check options. Pictures, you do have the option to provide additional picture support. So if you want picture support in the predictor, in the spell checker, if you want write with pictures, we can provide that. And while I'm talking about pictures, I didn't come into the CrickPix library in full. Clicker 8 and Clicker Writer come with over 4,500 categorized curriculum-based photos here, just to show you some of these. They are illustrated, but they're pretty realistic images here. Okay, back into options, pictures. We took a look at that. We briefly took a look at display when I adjusted our tools. For any individuals with visual needs, we can change the contrast between the background and the text in the document suggestions and clicker sets. We have some font options, as well as on-screen keyboard options. Show you what that looks like here. The on-screen keyboard is great for Switch users, great for any users using a touch screen or eye gaze users. And that brings me right into access. We are eye gaze and Switch accessible for any of our users with complex bodies accessing the curriculum, potentially using switches or an eye gaze device. If there are questions on that, you guys can contact me outside of this. But effectively, I just want you to understand that you can completely customize Clicker to meet the needs of any of your users. At this point, I am going to open up the website and show you a couple additional resources that we have here for you. So while I've talked a lot about Clicker, we are Crick Software, and this is cricksoft.com. You could find out more about Clicker through this piece here. This gives a little introductory video and just more information on Clicker. If you're looking for evidence about how Clicker works, why this is an effective support, we have that. This is one of my favorite quotes here. Students required help or prompting over 6.5 times more when not using Clicker to support writing, thus showing Clicker to be significant in encouraging independent work. And that is for all students. Into the training hub here. While we are always here to support Clicker users and provide training, we know that it's difficult to get everyone in one place at the same time these days. So we have a great training hub that you can delve into on your own. We have, let me jump back one, we have an on-demand webinar that gives you the full intro to Clicker here, which is also sectioned off. So if you only want to learn about one or two pieces of Clicker, you can do that. You can also watch it in full. And then you just saw me jump into the tutorials. So where and when you want to delve into specific aspects of Clicker, you can do that either through under 6-minute videos or step-by-step written instructions. The last piece I want to show you guys is in join our next webinar. We have a number of live webinars that are always going on that you could sign up for. The next one is a month from today. Tanya and Tanya's our curriculum specialist. We're going to be looking at how Clicker can save teachers time. So please feel free to sign up for that. We also have a number of on-demand webinars that are available for you guys at all times so that you can look at, how Clicker supports different strategies and different ideas. So this is available for you guys here. And at this point, if there are no additional questions or comments, I'm just going to pop my information onto the screen here. Again, my name is Toni. This is how you guys can contact me. I am more than happy to work with you guys on individual requests or answer any questions that you guys have.
Toni, I cannot thank you enough. I posted my thoughts in the chat, but you just made me fall more in love.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Her.
I'm so glad. Yeah. Since we made the universal shift, it's been nice to see like the cohesiveness between the apps and NHAT, especially as we know, like post-COVID, there's so many differences in devices. We want to make sure everyone's covered with everything.
You just have such a just beautiful solution for written expression and more, obviously, but for anyone, and just the eye gaze accessibility and switch accessibility and the access options for contrast, and then just being able to move from kind of just errorless writing,
Right.
through to like building your phrases and sentences, to here's your word bank, to straight up word processing with some nice supports or not.
Right.
This is really beautiful tool for so many kids to truly express what they know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I really do appreciate the opportunity to present for you guys. So thank you for giving me the slot.
We're so grateful. I think so many folks are going to be able to benefit. Thank you for doing something special for us, for New Hampshire AT Connect, so that we can share this with everyone.
Of course.
And thank you for pointing out the great additional resources for learning more on your website. They're so powerful. I'm just, thank you.
Yes,
So
of
grateful.
course.
Looking forward to spreading the word about this tool, because there's so
Yes.
many kiddos in New Hampshire who could benefit from this. So thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
your time.
Yes. Thanks for having me, Jen. We'll talk soon.
I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now, folks. Thanks, everyone.